All right, everyone, welcome back to Pilates for Swarthmore. I don't know why my screen just gave me a message here. Let me get rid of that. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to be starting with footwork. So start sitting up and curve back to your best upright curl. You can support your head with your hands, hold the occipital ridge, frog position, Pilates base. Inhale, reach up and out on a high diagonal. Exhale, pull the legs in. So you push an imaginary weight away and drag it into your body. Keep lifting the head high here. Make it an active reach with the legs and an active pull back. So you stretch and then return. Lightly press the heels together so you feel that inside line of your leg really connect you into your low abdominals. And we'll go for one last one. Pull in immediately, arches, parallel legs. So you push the legs forward, you pull them back. The toes melt over the ends of the feet. You're trying not to fall back. Keep feeling that work in your upper abs, holding your chest high and looking down at the belly. Stretch the legs out. Be careful of the angle that you take your legs into. If they're too low, you'll feel your back arch. If they're too high, you won't get the amount of work you're looking for. So you have to find, the perfect position here, and that will change over time, and it will change within the course of today's session as well. So one more, reach long without gripping the toes. Now flex and reach out. Now with the flex foot, you reach forward through the ball of the big toe and you pull the pinky toe edge of the foot back, reaching out here, coming back in. It's very dynamic. We want to think of using the breath. The inhale pulls you forward, the exhale pulls you back. Let's go for two more. And then stay high, don't fall back. Extend the legs up and inhale to point the feet, exhale to flex. If you feel like you're falling, you can always bring your hands to your legs and then go back to support your head with your hands. Working through the feet, articulating them, toe ball, heel ball, toe. One more, end in a point, circle the arms forward for hundreds, and we pump, inhaling and then exhaling. The collarbones are wide so that the shoulders aren't hunched up by your ears. You want to try to feel that pull from the lowest part of the abs you can imagine. So remember, there's like a line of muscle of tissue that goes from your jaw to your tailbone. So when you're doing this, you want to imagine that you can hold yourself up with your head and your neck and your shoulders from that low part of the belly here, below the navel, to the pubic bone, even to the tail. So think those muscles holding you, knitting together to hold you up in this curve, and the legs stretch out and away, whatever level you can support. We'll go for just one more breath. Full breath in, and then a long breath out. And then lay yourself down, stretch the legs forward and the arms back for roll up. So the arms go back, we lift the arms, head, neck, and shoulder. Coming up, diving here. Ooh, it's harder after doing that footwork because the back sort of braces when you're there. It'll be easier on the next repetition. So come up, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, pull, bend your spine, round it, diving forward here, and then bring yourself back slowly to the ground. Lengthen out through your legs as a counterbalance, as a counter force for the movement of your spine backwards. Lift to come forward, dive over, stretch it out. Work your way back down, articulate your spine into the ground. Stretch your arms back, and then we lift one more time. Pull here, bending through your spine, sucking the belly into the spinal curve. Let the head take a deep bow down, and then we go to the ground, stretch yourself out, lengthen away from your legs, and go to the floor, circle the arms around. Going to move forward for rollover. So in rollover, the legs will be more parallel to the ground. Fold the legs in, lift the legs up, soft point, and the legs are together. You can bring them forward a bit. Lift the legs up and over. Exhale, push through your arms. Flex the feet, open the feet about 4 to 5 inches, and keep looking up between your ankles. Look at the same spot at the ceiling. As the legs disappear from view, you're still looking up and slightly back. Take the legs forward, your working level. Keep control from your core. Close the legs, point the feet, and go up and over again. Go flex and open. Get some stretch in your calf, and then work your body down. Resist gravity. Try to lay your spine down 1 inch, 1 vertebra after the next. The legs reach forward, still flexed. Point the feet, close them, and we go over one last time. Match up your feet so the legs are in alignment, and of course they're centered. over your nose, over your sternum, over your navel. Flex and open. Try to lower the legs down to get maximum stretch in the back line. Then, of course, they will again reach forward. Now you point, close, and now open. We do 3 sets with the legs going over apart in a point. Flex and now close. And then work your spine down. The head reaches back through the halo. You're not lifting your chin. You're reaching back to the center of the head, like your central axis continues through the skull at the halo. Point open, reaching up and back. Try to really lift your tail in the air. Flex, close the legs, and down we go again. We are going to do one more of these and then transition into tree. So fill the space between your legs. Even if they're separate, they're aware of each other. Close, flex, and down we go. I'll lower the left leg down. That foot is flexed and the right leg is pointed. I need to scooch back a bit. And coming up, taking your left hand to the back of the right leg, then the right hand. Pull yourself up and come up to sit up as tall as possible. Legs lengthen away from your pelvis. And now we curl the tail up to start to round the low back down and place your spine down on the mat. As the spine goes down, the arms follow the torso to the ground. Hand over hand, bring the arms long at your side, opening the chest. Lift again, you pick up the head, the neck, the shoulders, the left hand moves to the back of the right leg. So you want a firm connection. I'm pushing out with my leg into my hands. I'm pressing my palm into my leg. And as I come up, I widen the chest and I try to perch right on the sits bones. And you'll do the same. So now curl the tail up, rolling behind your sits bones. As the spine goes back, you have to bring the arms lower down the leg. Keep the leg reaching out, stretching it. Lengthen the arms at your side to ease the shoulders away from your ears. And last time to lift. Coming up here. Grow taller and stretch the legs long. Now inhale, lift the leg, bending the elbows and press it down. So you want to keep the leg as straight as you can make it. You might end up having a slight bend in the knee as it goes higher. It's fine as long as you get the stretch in the hamstring, but work for eventually a straighter leg and of course more range. And now more advanced, we're going to release the hands. You could always walk your hands down your leg to bring your body down to the ground. We're going all the way down, lay the arms down alongside you and circle, advanced single leg circle. What that means is we're picking the hip up as you take the leg across the body, keep the shoulder down on the right, circle that right leg out around and pull it up to the ceiling. So we reach. The pace is picked up a little bit here. So it's an inhale to spiral off the ground with the hips and exhale all the way around back up to the ceiling. 2 more. The shoulders stay grounded, the blades stay heavy on the floor. You come around to the top and reverse. Inhale out to the side, exhale, big sweep around. The right side is fluid, coming on off the ground, then onto it again. Reaching here, stretching both legs forward and away from your head, from your head. You only take the leg out to the right as much as you can without the left hip rising off the mat. Let's complete one more circle here. You come to the top, and now scissors switch your legs to go back into tree on the left side. So the right foot lands flex and the left foot is pointed. Coming up, lift your head, look down your midline, the right hand across the back of the left leg. Pull yourself up with that psoas, with your hip flexor, and then sit tall. And now curl the tail, release the back into the ground. Keep pushing the legs out to the wall in front of you, one along the floor, one up in the air, arms at your side, open the chest. And again, lift coming up. Working here, coming up, chest widens, and you float the heart up. And now we start to roll it back. Imprinting your spine into the ground 1 inch, 1 vertebra at a time. And last time to lift. The other leg stays grounded. You might have to, when you first do this, have an ankle weight. So we're going to lift the leg up and then press it down. Lift it high, get working for the stretch and also working for good posture here. And now lift the leg, release it, hold it in the air, don't drop the leg, don't lift it, try to hold it exactly where it is in space. As you pull your body away from it, just lengthen it away from your hip. And now we lift the leg up and we start the big circles. So inhale across the body, sweep the leg low, out to the side and up to the ceiling. So now the left side is the mobile side and the right side stays grounded and stable against the weight of the leg moving out to the left. 2 more. Short inhale, long exhale, breathe through this. It really helps the feeling of flow. Coming around and lifting, now reverse. Out to the side, right side grounded. Left leg comes across, you spin the pelvis off the ground and back onto it. Reach and then circle. Inhale to take it away from center. Exhale to move through the air and bring it high to the ceiling for a stretch in the back of the leg. We'll go for one last one. It's really good for the hip joint. It's also great for the muscles in your legs. And then here, pull that knee into your chest. We roll forward and up for rolling like a ball. Maybe move forward a bit so you have room to roll. Hold onto your shins, elbows wide. Look at your bellies, curve the spine. Inhale, lift the tail to roll to your blades. Exhale to come up to your balance point. And we roll immediately back. Head and neck stay off the ground, of course. By pulling the elbows wide and a little forward, we can move the scapula sideways away from the spine and create a little bit more space for the ribs to sink back. So our spine is more like a ball and less like a board. Right. Roll here, diving it up, and let's just do one more. Massage out that back line. Come up, and now we take the right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the knee. Roll back into your upper ab curl for the ab series. Right leg pull tight. Inhale, switch the legs, and exhale, switch again. The connection of your hand to your leg helps keep you lifted into the upper ab curl. It also ensures that you can push down with your hand into the leg as the leg pushes up, so you feel more muscle engagement throughout the whole torso and your extremities too. One more. Pull the left leg in, pull the right leg in to meet it. Now double leg stretch, most advanced. The toes go down, out to the wall, lift, and then you circle and embrace. So you can reach the arms back as the legs are going forward, pick them up and pull them in at eye level. Of course, another option would be to just take the arms and legs out, whatever level works for you, and embrace the legs in. So do what's best for you today. And now scissors, right leg up, left leg forward, look down again, and we scissor switch and switch. Try to keep the arms up high. Ideally, we'd love to see the elbows straight and then reach up into the foot as much as possible. Keep finding the upper ab curl as well as the gaze down at the belly. Let's bring the leg up, bring the right one to meet it, hands support the head, pull the elbows in, now double leg, lower lift. Be careful of your spine. Press the legs out slowly, exhale, engage the core, the abs support the waistline, but the psoas is deep in at the next to your spine. That's what pays the legs out and then pulls them back up. So you'll feel it in your abs, where your abs actually don't control the movement. They just control what's happening around the movement. And again, shoot the legs out, reach long, squeeze the legs tight, lift them here. And one more. Then we're moving right into the elbow to knee. So you twist to the right, and then you twist to the left. Come up and forward, lifting the one side of the chest and the shoulder blade off the ground. The other blade stays the tip of the blade to the floor. Check that your legs are moving straight out of the socket so that they're not flailing out to the left or the right. One more time, we end to the left. Come back to center, lay it down, stretch the legs out, extend the arms back, and now we roll up for spine stretch advance. So you bring the arms up, lift the body up, open the legs, lift the arms by the ears, and we go up into a non-traditional but very welcome swan. Upper back extension, turn the palms forward, look down, and dive up, over, and around. And imagine a beach ball here on your lap to dive the head down and reach forward toward your feet. Press down and lift again. Then the lower part of the torso stays vertical. It's only the upper part of the back that falls backwards over an imaginary wall. And then you're bringing yourself forward again. Palms parallel to the ground at the lowest part of the movement. As you can come up, you can rotate the palms in and then back as you move into the upper back extension. And then forward again, all the way forward to hold onto your legs. Now pull your waist back and get a nice little stretch. It probably feels great for you to do that now. And then we'll pull the hips forward and the heels back in for open leg balance and rocker. So at this level, both legs go up, and then we fold them back in, heels together towards the tail. And let's do that once more and hold the legs there. Hold up as high on your ankles as you can. Look down at your core. And we lift the tail to roll back, bounce on the shoulders, and exhale to come forward and up. Again, rolling here only to the shoulders. The hair might touch the mat, but you don't want the weight of your head or the weight of your neck to touch the ground. That protects the cervical spine. We're going to reach back like so, and then roll forward again. One more like this. And up, close the legs, hold that balance point. This is actually the teaser position. We'll revisit that later. And then you can release the hands and roll your spine down, lay your back on the ground, and lift the legs up to the ceiling. So for corkscrew advance, we jackknife up, and then you weight your right side of your body. So you tilt the side of the torso, go down, staying centered on the mat with a tilt here. So the right side goes down before the left. When the hips are down, the legs circle to the right, forward, around to the left, tip your waist here, coming up, and then you come center. And then we go down to the left, tilt to the left, so the spine is in an oblique angle, and we bring the legs around, forward, to the right, bring them almost all the way in, coming up, and lift. And now down on the right side, tilt again. It's like you're a boat, all the ballast is on the right side of your sailing ship, and then we're coming around. Coming over here, coming up and over, stretch the legs high. Now we're going down on the left and up on the right for the last time. We push the arms down to prevent the spine from falling into the earth. Coming around to the right, get a little massage around the sacrum as you do that, and then you lift to the ceiling. We're coming straight down the midline to open the legs and come up to sitting and open the arms for saw. So reach the arms long, the legs are extended, rotate to your right and dive. Left hand to the outside of the right leg, the right arm reaches long behind you, come up center and then spin to your left. Reach out, stretch, pull the body into, coming upright center, and here we go again. Dive and lengthen. Keep the twist going up through the spine, even into the head and the neck. So even though you're bending over, you don't stop with a bend. You keep the rotation going and try to pull your back shoulder across the body to the other side. Lift to come up one more time. Stay weighted through both sits bones. Come up to center. Lower the arms, close the legs, and turn over onto your stomach for swan. Extension of the spine here. So the hands pull back by your armpits. Pull the elbows back and in. Pull the ribcage forward. Lift up. And then bring yourself down, lengthening the back as you shorten the abs coming to the ground. Face stays off the ground so you can breathe. Now pull your chest forward. You want to feel the stretch in the abdominal wall. If you really stretch that rectus abdominis muscle, the transverses will knit together like an inner corset. That means that you don't have to hold your belly up and in. It naturally is protected by the lengthening of the front line of your body. And now we're going up for a little rocking. So you can lift the legs, push the ground down. Keep your gaze up so that your chin doesn't hit the floor. And then sit back into child's pose. Round your back, curve it, stretch it out. Now forward again onto your forearms for single leg kick. And we push down with the arms, you look forward and up with the chest. Legs stretch long behind you. And then kick the right heel in, 1, 2, take it down, take the left leg in, 1, 2, and push it away. Now, even though you're kicking the legs here, that's not your primary focus. We're keeping the pelvis grounded so the pelvis stays steady here onto the mat. And at the same time, you're pulling back with your elbows, back with your arms to pull the chest forward and lengthen it. You should feel the stretch of the skin of your abdominal wall here, lengthening as you pull your heart forward and up, as you bring your gaze forward and up. One more set. This will stretch out your quad and your hip, by the way. So we lower down, double leg stretch. Head to the right, overlap your hands, and we kick 3 times, both legs. Pulse 1, 2, 3. Press the feet down, the arms reach back. If you can, interlock your thumbs and stretch the fingers towards your heels. Coming down to look left, and pulse it again. Pulse 1, 2, and 3. Feet down, arms back, lift the chest. Down we go to the right, and pump the air out of your lungs. Stretch here, and down we go, turning left. Reach up, and one more set. The arms pull back to open up your chest, go down. Every lift strengthens your back of your body, and then let's bring it down, sit back in your child's pose, round your spine, curve it. Stack your spine coming up, neck pull comes next. The feet are apart, 4 to 5 inches. You take your hands behind your head. Pull the skull up, lift your elbows, hinge back first with a neutral spine, a flat back like a plank. Tuck, you can pull the elbows in and down as you roll your spine into the ground, lay it back, opening the chest a bit. Easier position, fist to your hands, like straight line from elbow to elbow, dive forward as soon as you can, hands to your head, dive over, pull the head forward, not down. Even though you're bending it forward, you're pulling it long, not compressing the neck, and then articulate the spine up from the bottom to the top, and then we hinge back again. Tuck, curve the tail up through the legs, roll all the way down, belting the spine into the ground. You can come up with your hands behind your head, dive forward, take your head down, stretch out your back, and then lift to come up. Try to pull your skull up with your thumbs around the occipital ridge here. Feel the bones of your skull and lift it, and then bring it down. All the way down, we're doing one more. Coming up and curving forward, diving over the legs, stretch your spine, stretch your legs, and then come up. To go down last time, be careful that your back doesn't arch before it arches, curl, and go to the ground. Now, here in the advanced work, we now add in scissors and bicycle. So for this, we jackknife up. So lift the legs, come up to the ceiling, support your hips with your hands. And then from here, you are trying not to bring one leg back over your face, so that's easier variation to learn initially. Actually, you don't have room in the space to do that. So I'm just going to take my right leg and reach it forward, out and down towards the floor, while I keep lifting from my left foot to try to keep some of the weight of my hips out of my hands. And now the left leg goes out, over, and down. This is scissors. And you lift the leg up. And now the right leg reaches out and away. Pick it up, stretch it high. And now the left leg. Bring the leg up to the ceiling. And one more set. Stretch it out, out, out. And then lift it up. You'll feel the weight transfer into your hands, but try to make it as light as possible by really pushing down with your upper arms and lifting through the foot that's still in the air. Now we're going to transition into your bicycle. So the right leg goes out first, fold the knee, pull it back as the left leg goes out. So this is more load away from center, so it is more difficult than the scissors. Do your best to imagine sliding your foot down the wall in front of you and across the floor. And then we reverse and back pedal. Energy stays up through the tailbone and up through the legs. Otherwise, this is misery, right? If you can get the feeling of lift, it really becomes fun. I promise, eventually, yes. So lift it up. Maybe take your hands around to the front of your waist, heel the hand still at the hip. Let's lower one leg down. And then the other. You're in a lot of extension here through your spine. If it's too much, which I feel like it is a little for me today, I'm going to just slide my hands down and keep the hips elevated into extension. You slide the right leg forward, point the foot to kick it up, flex the foot to bring it down, point to kick it high, flex to bring it low, point up and flex down, slide the leg under, extend the left foot forward, point to lift it, flex to lower, point up, flex down. The challenge here is to keep the hip lifted when the leg is no longer supporting it. Lift the hips, square them off. Now roll to the inner arm and then work your body down. Come all the way down to the ground with the spine, with the tail release. And then we start with the pelvic tuck again. Just come up into a regular bridge. Stand on your feet, the knees slide forward. You try to pull the top of the shoulders into the ground and roll slightly to the outside of the arm. Lift your sternum, lift your butt higher. Then we roll to the inner arm, widen your back, start to melt the body down. You drape it to the floor from the top to the tailbone. When you release the tail, you feel a little lift through your waistline in the middle of the mat. And then one more coming up. We're going to do another set of kicks, starting with the left leg. So come all the way up, really push the arms down, push down through your feet. Slide your left foot forward, flex the foot, and kick it up, point, and take it down. Flex and it rises, point, and it lowers. One more. You'll feel this work also in your quad. Push down with that left leg, extend the right. Flex high, point, stretch it down. Flex to lift, point to press it down. One more. Leg reaches up to keep the hip elevated. Pull the leg under, lift the hips here. Now roll to the inner arms, widen your back, and melt your body down. Sink it slowly into the ground until the tail is settled. And we come up here for spine twist. So rocking forward, scoot back, elevate your hips if you need to on any of these seated exercises. Arms reach long, and we rotate to the right, pulsing 1, 2, 3, lift to center, and then to the left. Twist 1, 2, and 3. Double check that your feet are staying solidly into the ground. You're not shifting the hips, and you're not sliding one foot forward and one back when you twist. The work happens from your spine and not from your legs or your pelvic calves. One final set here. Bring out your body, empty the lungs, come back to center, lower the arms down, and we lay on our back now for jackknife. So work your spine down with control, don't fall it down. And you wait till the whole body is on the ground before you lift the legs. So you can pull them in, lift them up, press to the floor, lift and bring the feet high. And now we bring the body down, working the spine down a little bit at a time, stretching the legs out to your working level, and then bring them up, push the ground away, rising here, and then come down again. Stretching it out. By the way, this piece behind me is called Core Aligned. It was designed by an Israeli Pilates instructor who is also a physical therapist. It's an excellent piece of equipment and kind of a really interesting workout in itself. Coming down, and then you can lower the legs down, and we turn over onto your right for your side kicks. Stretching your body out, prop yourself up on your elbow. At the advanced work, we try to advance into taking the top hand also behind your skull, with both elbows lifted. You're balanced here on your side seam. Pick up your top leg, flexing both feet. Inhale, the top leg is forward, pulse, pulse, point, take it back, reach and pulse, pulse. So the challenge in this one is, can you really keep balance here on your sideline while you move the leg back and forth without having that additional hand into the mat we do in the earlier versions of the exercise? It's tricky, which I'm sure you're discovering if you don't know it already. Come back to center, rotate the leg externally, point to bring the leg up, flex and bring it down. So point immediately to the sky and flex all the way out, heel to heel. One more. Drag the legs apart and then squeeze them shut. Now reverse, flexing up and point, stretch it out and down. Flex and we lift, point to reach it away. One more, flexing high and point, stretch it down. Développé, bend the knees, slide it in, knee to the chest, lift the foot, flex and press it down. And again, pull, lift, extend, flex and close. One more like that. Tap, reverse, go up, point the foot, bend the knees, skate the leg down, stretch it out and lift. Point, bend, exhale all the way forward and down. Last one. When we close, we're going to end up in rond de jambes, full circles forward, exhale up, around, back, and through center. Circle the leg, rotate the leg on the hip socket. Try to hold your body steady against the movement and tightness you might have in your hip. Reverse, take it back. Open the leg, spiral externally. It comes down and through the center in neutral. Rotate externally, then a little internally to bring it back to neutral at the bottom. One more. Pull the head away with your hands from the rest of your body. Then we take the top leg back and the top arm forward. This is also called bicycle. A little confusing, I agree. But we kick the leg forward to your hand, fold the knee into your chest, and compress the knee into your body. Heel to your butt. Swing the knee back. Open the quads, stretch the hip, and then release the arm and the leg in opposite directions. So we're on a long diagonal stretch. Kick it forward. Pull the knee into your chest. Heel to the sits bone, push the knee back. You feel that nice stretch. Use a little more glute to open the hip and stretch the quad more. and then release the arm and the leg on the diagonal line. One more. Now that bottom leg has to really press into the ground to help you stabilize this whole series. And then stretch it long. Now we reverse. The arm rises as you fold the knee. The hand goes back right to the foot. Push the knee back. Feel the stretch in the quad. Pull the knee into your chest. This will help stretch out the low back. Extend the leg forward. There's the stretch for your hamstring. Release the arm and the leg. There's the diagonal stretch from your fingers to your toes. Arms rise. Collect the leg. Push the knee back. Pull the knee forward and in. After length, we compress. We stretch and then release. And we do one more. Arms lift, hold the leg, push it back behind you. Now pull it in. Tight, tight, tight. Extend it out, stretch it, and release, let it go. Figure 4. We'll bring the leg up, place the foot in front of the other hip, and then push the knee open. And we lift the bottom leg up and then exhale and down. Bottom leg rises and exhale, lowers to the ground. Lift and exhale to lower. Lift and hold, and we circle around it up 1, and now 2, and now 3. Lift it high, reverse, circling 1 and up, 2 and up. Emphasis is on the lift, because of course that's harder than the lower. And then bring the leg down, extend the top leg out, and we'll extend the top arm long. Okay, so my arm might not be fully extended. I'll do my best. So here we go. Now we're pulling both arms overhead, and you can hold the hands together, and then we pick the top leg up, find your balance point, pick up your bottom leg, and then lower it down. Bottom leg lifts and then lowers. The top leg stays where it is. Bring that down. Now lift and hold it up. Now the top leg rises and then sinks. Top leg lifts and then lowers. Bottom leg is still off the floor. Top leg up and down. Ton of outer thigh. Now lift both legs and they lower. You lift them from the bottom leg doing the work, pushing the top leg up to the ceiling. One more time. Bring it down. Lift the legs, do little walks. Giant sliding, gliding strides. Really push your bottom arm and your rib cage into the floor. Come back to center. We lift the legs, we lower down. You're on your stomach now for grasshopper. So overlap your hands, rest your forehead on the hands, and we take the legs and turn out, lift the legs from the glutes, and we clap, open and close. Pull the thighs together and apart. Gentle tapping of the heels together and a rebound back in. One more breath. And lower the legs. All right. In a class, typically we would just turn over, so my back would be to the screen. We're going to sit back in a child's pose so that we're all able to still see the screen here. Stack the spine from the bottom to the top, and then we flip over. Of course, this is a class too. It's just one on Zoom instead of in person. So here we are, stacking our hips, stacking our shoulders, taking both hands to the skull if you can, and then the legs forward, extended with the feet flexed. The bottom leg acts like a kickstand. So we pick up your top foot and we flex to bring it forward, double pulse 1, 2. Point, take it back, pulse it back 1 and 2. Flex to go forward here. You might really notice a difference in the two sides, and sometimes it's because of the way the two pelvic halves are set in your body. Like this side is a little harder for me because this left pelvic half is a little bit rotated forward. So one more time, do the double beat and then press back. Come back to center, lower down. We rotate externally, point the foot to lift up and flex to go down. Also, you might feel that on one side you need extra padding under your hip. It's always appropriate to grab an extra yoga mat or a towel or some kind of a cushion if that's what you need. And now flex to go high and point to stretch it down. Flex and lift and point, lengthen out and down. Flex to rise and point to stretch it down. Let's go for one more. And then développé. Bend the knee, slide the foot in. Knee to the armpit, lift the foot, flex, and the straight leg goes out and down. So we drag it in, extend it up, flex and close. And one more like this. Tap it down and lift. Point the foot, bend the knee, sweep the leg down, stretch it out, flex and rise. Point, bend, And exhale all the way down. Try to pull the head long to elongate the neck. That helps you find more length in the rest of the spine also. And last one here. All the way forward for Rond de Jambe, your big circle. Inhale forward, exhale up, around, back, stretch through it, and then pull it back to center. Keep pressing your bottom leg into the floor. Don't let it move. It will want to shift, but it helps you to push into the ground. Circling back and come through center. Now reverse. Take the leg back, open the hip. Pull that leg forward, around, and down, and reach it long again. Circle, lift, forward and down through center, and one final one. Good, now the leg goes back. Try to prevent yourself from leaning forward. Just extend the arm forward as a counterbalance. Kick the leg forward to your hand. Fold the knee in tight to your chest, heel to butt. Swing the knee back. Open the quads, stretch it, release arm and leg on the diagonal. And again, bring it forward. Fold it in, sweep it back, extend and reach long. Do that again, one more. Pull it tight, press it back, lengthen and reach. Reverse, up with the arm as you fold the knee, pull the heel to your sits bone, pull the knee forward and into your chest, extend the leg out from that point, and then release arm and leg diagonal line. And again, arm rises, bend the knee behind you. Try not to let it lift. If it lifts, it's a sign that probably your IT band is tight. And then stretch it away, which isn't ideal, but it happens to be pretty common. Lift the arm up and back, knee goes back, or maybe you just were focused on keeping the leg parallel to the ground. Stretch, and then release, let it go. Now for your figure four, we pull the leg up and in, the foot to the ground. Your hand wraps between the leg, and we're gonna lift the bottom leg up and exhale and down. So lift that bottom leg from the upper inner thigh and lower it from the same place. It contracts concentrically to lift and contracts eccentrically to lower. Lift and hold it up, and we circle around it up. 1 and 2 and 3. Lift it high, reverse and circle 1. And now 2 and 3 and lift, lower it down, and we extend that leg. So here again, I'm a little out of space, but hopefully you have room. So the fingers can be interwoven and they're above your head here. Lift the top leg up, and then we pull the bottom leg up and lower the bottom leg. Bottom leg rises and then sinks to the ground. Lift here and lower down. Lift and hold. And now the top leg goes up and down. The bottom leg stays off the ground. As you lower lift the top leg 3 times, here's the third. And down. Now the bottom leg lifts both legs and brings them to the floor. Pushes it out of the way and brings it on down. When we're here and lower. Now lift and do your little walks. And then your bigger gliding strides. Woo, it's hard to take that bottom leg back. But we do it anyway. And we bring the legs together. We lift them and then lower them down. And time to go onto our backs for teaser. So we'll start with the knees pulled into the chest. Arms at your side with the palms up. Extend the legs forward and out on a relatively high angle, which is okay for your back. And then look up, pull your hands along your legs, free if you can, coming up to your first teaser. Now leave the legs in the air as you curl the tail up and you roll the torso down. Head is down, arms at your side. Lift again, squeeze the armpits around your chest to help you access your obliques as you rise. And then down you go again. Work it all the way down. Last one like this. There are more teasers to come, but that's the last one like that. Now inhale the legs lower and then lift. Inhale the legs sweep down slightly and then come up. One more, watch your back, bend your knees in if you need a little assistance. And then press the legs away, full teaser to the floor. And we come up, another full teaser. Arms, head and chest, lift. Oh my God, pull up. It's always more fun to talk through this whole series. I remember when I first started Pilates and my teachers would do this, I'd be like, how does that happen? Sometimes it happens better than other times. And then down you go with the legs to eye level, reach yourself back. We come up, one final teaser with arm and leg circles. And if you can't wait, circle the arms to the right, legs down to the left, around everything up, reverse, arms left, legs right, circle low, pull everything together. And again, arms and legs away from each other, scoop and lift. Last one, thank God. Pull it around, lift it up, curl the tail, roll your spine down, stretch your body out. We made it to the mat. Good. And we flip over onto the stomach here for swimming. Arms forward, legs back. And let's just pick up the legs, start pumping, pick up the arms, start pumping. I'm out of space again, so I'm making fists to the wall. It should be fingers straight. Also, my legs a little wider to go around that piece of equipment there. Fabulous. So glad I have that challenge. Reach everything out, reach everything down. Child's pose. Curl back, round your spine like so. So now normally in a class, we have another 15 minutes to go through the more of the advanced work. We're going to pick and choose. I'm picking today to do mermaid side bend. So we're going to come to sitting on your right side with your right hand to the mat. The hand is spread wide open here and the shoulder a little bit behind the hand, so the hand slightly in front. The legs are extended out in sort of a mid-range position. And you have your top leg heel to the base of the bottom foot's toes. Look at your hand. We're going to come up, pressing into your feet, pressing into your hand, and you drop your head, you lift your waist, your head hangs down. So it's not quite a side plank because we want to be sure you're in a bit of a side bend here. And then you bend the knees and you lower yourself down with control to come down to a sitting position. If this is not good for your wrist, you could do a mat version here, where you go out onto your elbows and you arch the rib cage like so, and then pull yourself back up like that. However, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more of the full mermaid here. You can do the other version if that's preferable for you. So we stand into the feet, squeeze them into each other lightly. And as we come up, you're going to let the bottom leg help support the top one. Push the ground away, let the head fall so that you're opening your rib cage. Try not to rotate forward, right? We want to really feel the side seam opening to the sky and then go down, lower to the floor. And one last one. The tighter position gives you more space for the curve. The more open position will bring you into a more of a plank, which is what we don't want. There is a plank that happens in the series if we had time, which I don't think we do today, but I know we don't today. So we're coming down to lower to the ground, and then we go to the other side. So let's just swing the legs around. And again, try to find your spacing. The top foot is in front. So my top leg, I pull that heel to the base of my toes on the foot that's already on the mat. Spread the hand open here. The palm is pressed into the ground, and now look at my top hand. So coming up, we're going to shift the weight forward as you stand into your feet. Remember, not all the weight is into the arm. Like you still have your feet connected to the floor. So try to distribute some weight there, and then slowly bend the knees and lower your body to the ground. And we lift again, scoop the air with both your head and your arm. And then bring yourself down. And one final one. Head lowers, the arm reaches out to the ground, and then you pull your hips down, come down as slowly as you can. And from here, good, just time for seal. So let's sit near the front of your mat, and we'll take the hands through the legs, wrap your hands around the ankles, curl your waist back, think pelvic tuck and upper arm curl, pick up your feet, round your spine more, and we're going to open and close, clapping the legs 3 times. Clap 1, 2, 3, inhale to roll back, balance on your shoulders, and clap again. 3 if you can, 1 or 2 if you have to. Going back and forward. Gaze stays down the belly. You never look up at the ceiling. You always try to keep your gaze down because that helps you keep the curve of your spine so that you're able to roll. As soon as you flatten your spine, then rolling, of course, becomes impossible. You just lay on the ground like a plank. And we'll do one last one, at least for today. Come back, lower your feet. Congratulations. Did 45 minutes of the advanced Pilates mat. Great job. Hope you had fun, and I'll see you next week.